What is absolutely true is that if you have a leader who continually drives past the off ramps that we have provided, given the size of the Russian military, given the fact that Ukraine is not a NATO country, and so as a consequences, there are clear limits in terms of what we could do militarily. You know, Mr. Putin has not been stopped so far, Obama said. A US official now tells CNN that military leadership supports defensive lethal aid being part of the discussion, but the administration is still trying to assess what reaction it could elicit from the Russian government, which the US maintains is backing rebels in eastern Ukraine. In an interview last week with CNN1's Vikas Kumar, President Barack Obama alluded to concern in the international community that President Vladimir Putin is further isolating Russia and bypassing opportunities to de-escalate the conflict.
Они раньше не разрешали, а сейчас разрешают. Да ну.
Pro-Russian separatist leader Alexander Chakrajenko says rebels aim to push their forces to 1 lakh as fighting continues with the Ukraine's military intensifies. The rebels want to push the government forces out of the eastern region of Donetsk and Luhansk and are trying to capture the key town of Debaltseve. Dozens of people, including civilians, were killed in clashes and artillery fire at the weekend. Attempts to agree a truce filed with rebel negotiator did not turn up. Denis Pushlin, a rebel representative, said rebels would only return to negotiation if the government declared a unilateral ceasefire. A fragile ceasefire agreed in early September in Belarusian capital Minsk collapsed last month when rebels stepped up their offensive in several areas and sieged Donetsk airport. Both sides have blamed each other for dozens of recent civilian deaths resulting from the fighting. Russian President Vladimir Putin is extremely concerned by the situation, his spokesman said.
We believe, and we always believed. I was and remain committed to the idea. We've been repeating this mantra over and over again. Any clashes end up in negotiations, eventually, inevitably, so the sooner the better. We always try to push opposing parties to engage in direct contacts. The first contact already took place through our mediation. Unfortunately, the situation is aggravated by the fact that Kiev authorities continue the punitive operation in the southeast of Ukraine. Military action continues. They use artillery, heavy equipment, armored vehicles, tanks. They shell residential buildings, civilians die, unarmed people die. We do hope, and very sincerely so, that these direct contacts that were initiated will eventually yield some positive results. This is my true desire, but a condition for such positive outcome would be putting an end to violence.